Hey Bob, thanks for meeting with me. I know you're busy, you've got a busy day all day, and for you to take the time out of your day to meet with me, I really do appreciate that. I did actually do a little research before we met today, and I kind of put it all in a nice little presentation here that I kind of want to walk through with you. A majority of this whole presentation is going to be really about you. It's going to cover what I found in the marketplace as far as how you're being represented both print and digitally. So just to save you some time, I'll just kind of jump right in on this. So like I said, pretty much it's going to be about you. We're going to take a look at what your needs are, your customers, your capacity to grow, a lot of different things. We're going to really try to dive into who your customer is, and really what you want. And we're going to look at the areas on how we can go about getting some of those customers to your business. So what I did is I kind of did a little market analysis to kind of take a look and see exactly what kind of competition you have out there in the marketplace. And as you can see, you got quite a few. You have quite a few competitors out there. But the good thing about that is that there's still a lot of customers to be had. And so that's kind of why we're here today, of course, to make sure that we're going to get our fair share of those customers, or our fair share piece of the pie. So we also looked at too and said, okay, obviously we've got a big transition from print to digital. The good thing in regards to your industry, it looks like it's 50-50. So we definitely want to make sure that we're going to get an equal representation depending on who you're looking for and the demographic, because that could shift a little bit as far as what we decide to do one way or the other. Now, we also took a look at your website. I'll actually kind of go more into that a little bit later. I've got a slide in here that kind of dives into your website a little deeper than this, but this kind of just gave me a quick overview, and everything that for the most part looks really good. So I'll kind of share with you some more later. Now, this is something to where a lot of business owners were not aware of. There's a huge transition of individuals going to smartphones. So, of course, Google being Google, they always want to be the best. And in order to be the best, you got to make sure you're bringing back the best information so that, therefore, the experience that your users get are extreme. So what they've done at this point in time is that they've pretty much put in place for every business owner that doesn't have a website that is mobile optimized, they're going to basically eliminate them from the search for any smartphone. So really what that's saying is that they can't force you to do it, so they're just going to eliminate you. So it's something that we really would want to take a look at. I believe you're in a great position. It's not anything that I think that you need to concern yourself with based on what I saw, but just know that that traffic is increasing on that mobile device, so that's definitely something that you want to make sure that you're constantly optimizing and updating as well if it's a separate application than your actual website. So I know you're kind of familiar with this, but I'm just going to kind of recap it a little bit more. As you know, the paid ads are up at the top and over on the side. And of course, those are going to be more ad-based, so it's going to be, you're going to see things like that. What we built for you that's going to say, $69 estimates or something along those lines. But of course, they'll look at that information and see what's more effective. This, of course, down over here is the organic section, or either Google Local, and that's definitely an area to where we see a majority of all searches as far as the individual searching and clicking is actually being done down here. So we definitely want to take a look at that and make sure we're coming up well. And I did do some things, so I'll talk more about that as well. And this is also an area where you can't actually pay to be placed here. So some of the things that I know that you're doing is actually working out really well for you in this area down here, which we'll cover. So, for example, you can kind of see here where you've got your Google Plus profile appearance, which is really good. So basically what that means is that you went out there and claimed that. That was part of that SEO process. And as of right now, I mean, you've got over 11 Google reviews on there, which again lets us know that people are actually going to your Google Plus profile and actually utilizing that, which is definitely giving you better representation and pulling you up more frequently. So Google's actually seeing you as being more relevant. And then, of course, because you're also on our Dex Nose, I just want to point this out, because we're also putting ourselves there. So we're trying to drive additional traffic to you as well, and also continue to keep make our business relevant, which therefore spills over to you. Here's the slide I was talking about in regards to the detail. This is really good. It kind of basically breaks down, and I think we've talked about it before, that the website's been out there for over 7 years. You've got a page rank of a 2, which is amazing, because a lot of business owners actually don't even have a page rank. So the fact that you've got a page rank of 2 out of 10, and it's very difficult as a business like Dex, I think we fluctuate in between like a 6 and a 7. So just to kind of give you an idea that, as a small business here in Des Moines, Iowa, you've actually got a page rank of 2. I mean, that's really, really good. And as you can see, you've got over 141 pages indexed. That's something that we'll talk more about later when we get into maybe some search engine optimization to make sure we can get more of those pages indexed. But the fact that they're there and being seen is really, really good, which is kind of contributing also to your page 2 page rank. Again, here's your front page of your website. Great job here. Everything that you can basically navigate. It's really easy. It's bold. It doesn't make the eye go all over the place. And like I said, I can do everything off of this first page and really just kind of move forward. And it's got good formatting. You've got all your services listed here as well. So really good job here at this point in time. Like I said, I really wouldn't change anything at this point. We'll talk more about the SEO piece on the back end to kind of help you from there. So we also have a service out there to where we go out and try to make sure if there's any errors, try to check every place that you're listed to try to make sure that information is compiled and corrected. That's basically our digital presence. We want to make sure that we continue to keep your information accurate and has good ratings. And if there's any reviews that's being written about you, and it also kind of compiles all your social media activity as well. So it's one of those areas where we can just keep everything in one nice, neat little place to where you're not trying to go and check every 104 or 5 different stations. So it actually works out really well. And here's a copy of your Facebook page. Very impressive. To actually have a business owner that has over 1,200 likes and is really awesome. So definitely some opportunity here to really build on this and kind of integrate this into more of the actual strategy that we go after. But so far so good, and I think we can definitely build on it. Your Dex Knows conversion page, I really like what we've done with this. I like the idea that we put your own personal video there versus one of our stock videos. I think it actually drives more relevancy to you than just a blank stock photo of people up there doing things. So doing really good here. I've got numbers here that I'll show you in regards to how well this profile is performing and things along those lines. Print ad, the only thing I can say here is, like I said, positioning wise, results wise, content, you've got it under control. We went through the smart content thing where we kind of ranked it as far as how it scored. The only thing that I would say here is potentially maybe just giving it just a tad bit more white space. So if we can just kind of figure out how to incorporate a little bit more white spaces to give it a little bit more pop, because there are some things in here that are actually kind of getting lost, and which I believe to be really good information for the potential customer to know. So, but I know we kind of covered a lot in a short period of time. Is there anything in here specifically that I covered today that you have any interest on?
I think the yellow pages are pretty good. We had some good results with those last year, but it does bother me a lot that I'm not appearing well digitally, and it also bothers me those errors that are out there.
Gotcha.
I'd really like to take a look at those as well.
Okay. Well, and so that's perfect actually, because that's kind of goes right in line with what I was thinking also. So why don't I take this information and ask a few more questions about you, and therefore take that information back, put something together, and then come back and present it to you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sounds great. Bob, thanks again for meeting with me.
Hey, good to see you again.
I was able to go back and put some information together, and I just want to come back out and share that with you. So let me just kind of do a quick recap. One of the things that you mentioned that you wanted to kind of get a little heavier into the residential And you also mentioned that, you know, you kind of wanted to get some additional trucks, and you wanted to try to increase your overall employee base, but in order to do that, you need more business. So I got a couple different things here that, you know, I want to show you, kind of run by you. You know, of course, and also we wanted to try to build that brand awareness online. So I just kind of want to share with you what I've got. But first, I want to talk a little bit more about, or share with you why doing business with us is still a really good idea. As you can see by this chart, you know, when you compare us against companies like Hibu, Reach Local, Constant Contact, we are basically well prepared for those guys. What we have as far as our services and our products, we've got over 200,000 digital customers, and we're providing over 143 billion network searches, including mobile. So we definitely have elevated our digital presence and our digital capabilities to service our clients. So really what we kind of do is we kind of group things into like 3 areas: get found, get chosen, and get talked about. And what I'll do is I'll kind of cover those because our products fit in those 3 different categories, and there's several different things as far as why they fit in those categories, because they really kind of reach the customer at different points of where they are in the buying process or in the shopping process. So really what I looked at as far as our get found area is where I looked at our search engine marketing. One of the things that I recommend that we do is get you definitely into one of our premium products. What our premium products will do for you, one is give you the flexibility to manage the budget. It will also give you a detailed account of what your budget is doing, and most importantly, it's going to give you a person that is going to sit there and explain it to you and walk you through every process and tell you what's taking place out there. The customers that have currently are doing this particular product love it. They love the idea. They feel that they've got more education and a better understanding of just what's taking place. The other thing that I recommend that we do is a display brand awareness. Really just kind of brand ourselves. You know, that's going to be specific to the certain zip codes, specifically heavy residential areas. So anyone doing searches in those residential areas, of course, you will be able to. And then if they go and watch ESPN, or if they're going back and they're going on the NFL, then all of a sudden an ad pops up, you know, because they were looking for a furnace. You know, so now they're doing their lineup with a furnace ad next to them, so you can kind of catch them. And then lastly, I think we also do another premium level, same type of service, but we also do that for the SEO. Like I said, your website is great. Everything that you're doing in there is fabulous, but I think with a little extra coaching and a little extra edits, and more importantly, advice and insight to what is happening online. That's what they're going to bring to the table, because if Google does an algorithm shift and you don't know anything about it, you know, you may be on the first page today, but then you can end up on the 12th. You know, so to have somebody out there watching that for you is really good. So other than that, like I said, I think the rest of your program looks really good. And what that comes out to be is $6,584. That does obviously include our guaranteed program, so you're going to get anywhere between 1,600 to 1,700 guaranteed actions. So therefore, just that extra security blanket back there is really a good idea. So what do you think?
Sounds great. Thank you.
Sign you.
14 minutes.